Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sagar. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Anuj Karki.
So, what can I call you?
You can address me as Anuj.
Okay, so Anuj, can I see your identification, please?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so are you ready to begin the test?
Yeah, surely.
Okay, so let's start by talking about your hometown, okay? So, can you tell me a little bit about your hometown?
The name of my hometown is Kathmandu. It is the central place of our country. It is the capital city. Namely, it is the business center of our country. So lots of people from all around the places are centered in this particular place.
Okay, so could you describe some places that I could visit in your hometown?
I would recommend places like Bodh Stupa and Pashupatinath Temple. They are also listed in UNESCO's World Heritage Site list. So it is pretty fair that everybody is interested to see this place, and I will recommend the same thing to you too.
Okay, so what would be the best way for me to get to those places?
In the name of transportation, you will find cheap buses and tempos, which are the locally preferred way to move around. Even though they are dirty, it is quite obvious and cheap for everyone to travel here and there.
Okay, is there any special time in the year that you would recommend a tourist should visit those places?
I would recommend that besides the month of monsoon in our country, because in the season of monsoon, the roads are really flooded with rain and you don't want to be troubled by any rain in your vacation. So besides monsoon, any time is a good time to visit these places.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you a few more questions about food and diet, okay? So what do you usually eat for breakfast?
I normally do not have any specific routine of food for breakfast, but I normally prefer boiled food, maybe a boiled egg and some juice and a bread.
Okay, so what do you think is the most important meal of the day for you?
Besides breakfast and dinner, the most important part of meal is lunch for me because every time, every day, at the time of lunch, I tend to have something new. I would love to taste something new every day, so lunch is the best part for me.
Okay, so what do you think people should eat to stay healthy?
In order to have a fit life, a person should exercise, and along with the exercise, the food plan must have proper, nutrition foods. And there must be some rules and restriction to avoid greasy and fast food because they are with a lot more high cholesterol, which is not good for health.
Okay, so do you think people's diet will change in the future?
I would say yes, obviously, because today's people are a lot more aware than the previous people, and the awareness is spreading in a fast, furious way along the internet and maybe through conversations. So nowadays, people are trying to adopt new plans and practices for their better health.
Okay, so now I would like you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a given topic. You will get 1 minute to take some notes before you do that. And your topic for today is to describe a celebration that you recently participated in. So this is your question. Here's a pencil and a piece of paper for you to take notes. And your time starts now. Okay, that's That's your time. Can you please start speaking?
The last celebration that I involved in was my birthday. I was really unknown about the birthday that was coming on. My birthday is on April 21st, but I was really unknown about the dates in those days. So I was quite unknown about what was coming. So my birthday was quite amazing because it was a surprise that my parents threw. It was obvious that my parents were going to throw some party in my birthday, but I was quite unknown, and this was the most surprising part for me. And they were also able to manage to invite my friends who were really far from us, from mails and phone calls. So this birthday took place in a restaurant, a quite famous restaurant in my hometown, Kathmandu. So people often gather in this place for birthday celebration and some functions. And I was literally out of my mind when I saw the decoration that was made for me for my birthday. This birthday really is a great deal for me. Birthday celebrations are quite big deal for me because I too celebrate my friend's birthday in a big massive way. And this was too a quite massive birthday that was organized for me. And the foods were really tasty. The best part in the birthdays are the foods too, actually, and the gathering, because in my family often gathering of people and family members is quite hard because all of them are in different places and spread from far miles away with each other. So everybody were reunited, and this was quite happening for me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So are there many similar celebrations in your country?
Yeah, similar to birthday, there are anniversaries and marriage ceremonies, and even in the case of a child's birth, celebration is taken and organized for the name giving of that child.
Okay. So now let's talk a little more about traditions and celebrations, okay?
Okay.
So what role do traditional ceremonies play in the social life of people in your country?
I would say traditional ceremonies and practices have a great significance among people in my community and country, because in this ceremony specifically people learn something about what was happening from the past and what was the learning that was given to the younger siblings and younger generations. So it has quite significance.
So what traditions do you think were important to your grandparents, let's say 50 years back?
To be honest, I do not have a quite precise figure about 50 years ago's practices, but I would say that my grandparents were quite religious and they used to follow traditional ceremonies and used to respect these practices. So maybe they may not be involving in today's modern practices like Valentine's those days.
Okay, so which traditions do you think will be continued to celebrate in the future?
The main festivals which marks the originality of our culture and Nepalese people like Dasai and Tihar is obviously going to be celebrated all over in this coming future. But maybe some minor festivals and customs may fade away.
Okay, so how would you describe young people's attitude towards custom and tradition?
Today's world is quite influenced by modernization and changes. So especially teenagers are quite affected by this modernization, and due to such thoughts of modernization, they quite don't tend to be involved in old traditions and culture, and lots of them are confused about this practice, and some of them too have some hatred toward these practices these days.
So do you think customs and traditions are taking a drastic turn these days?
Yeah, I think traditions are taking a drastic turn, because in my childhood, in my personal experience, the childhood that I faced was quite religious, and nowadays people are a lot more aware about the drawbacks and minorities that are along the practices, and they tend to not follow these drawbacks and flaws. So yes, I have seen traditions that have been demonized these days.
Okay, so do you think some countries celebrate traditions a lot more than other countries?
I would say yes, because in the same country I live, Nepal, that is my country, we celebrate this gathering festival that is named as Jatra in Nepal, which is celebrated in every month of Nepalese calendar. So yeah, we people celebrate Jatras a lot.
Okay, so do you think traditions and customs are affected by advertising?
Yes, advertisement has been affecting cultures and tradition, as nowadays I have seen some practices that have been in the verge of extension, but even though of this extension they have been advertising this practice as for the means of conserving it, and this practice of advertisement is really affecting the original tradition and even affecting other practices, I would say.
So do you think the way people celebrate tradition and culture had changed?
Yeah, it has. Because the traditions, like a lot more traditions, that was focused into the practice of economic terms, like teas. It is a women's festival in Nepal. So lots of women used to waste money in the name of celebrating teas. So it has been renovating in a quite good way, and they have been realizing and being aware about the drawbacks they are facing in the coming days. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of your speaking test.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed this one and would like to watch some more, do make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that like button and leave some comments down below so that we can make videos according to your choices. Here are a few suggestions for you guys to have a look. Thank you very much for watching it once again. I'll see you in my next video.